Hello, and today we are starting this first episode of a series I call The Grateful Immigrant. I will be talking to folks who have decided to emigrate or immigrate to their country of choice. So we're talking about those that have decided to come to the United Kingdom, their experiences, and hopefully along the way, we may impart some knowledge or wisdom at the very least, and entertain you with our stories of change, culture shock, the weather, and everything in between. Let's do this. I'm Robert Franco. Let's talk. Let's listen. Let's learn from each other. Let's go. So, welcome both of you to the first episode of this series called The Grateful Immigrant. As the title suggests, I will be interviewing people and folks from another country and why they chose to immigrate to this country or their country of choice, really. Because it won't be just people living in the United Kingdom. I've got some episodes down the line where I'll be interviewing others. I want to hear about your experiences, your journey, and hopefully help some of our viewers as they navigate their own journey. First off, hello. Hello, Mabel.
Hello.
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for agreeing to come and talk to me. Sometimes that takes a bit of doing, me convincing people. But anyway, how are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Aaron?
Fine, yeah, right. Good.
Wonder if we can play a game to see what continent do you think we immigrated on with Aaron
So,
dressed like this.
yeah. Well, Mabel, Aaron, sometimes the name doesn't give it away, does it? So tell us a little bit about yourselves, country of origin, etc. What were you doing before you came here and what you're doing now? Mabel.
Well, I immigrated from Zimbabwe, Africa. The
When was
land of Mugabe in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah. I was 19 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't add up my years because I was about to say
I
I've
cooked
been
for
here.
your 30th, remember? Yeah.
I've been here 22 years and
Okay.
I came when I was 19. So
Yeah.
people are doing the mathematics here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I came when I was 19. I just finished my A-levels,
Yep.
which I passed very well. I was thinking I might go to university there. And then I ended up here. My auntie wanted me to come over here. It was just an unexpected thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I came here.
You told me that your auntie asked you to bring her children. Is that right?
Actually,
Yeah.
Actually, when I came in here, I didn't even realize I was gonna stay.
Yeah.
My auntie had young children who were minors. They were under 18, actually, maybe 10 and 14. They needed someone older
Chaperone.
who was over 18.
Yeah.
So I had to chaperone them here.
Okay.
And you stayed here.
Then I stayed here. Back then, you just come on a visitor's visa and then end up coming. And then I ended up staying here, which is ironic because I was supposed to bring the kids, look after them in the flight, but that was my first flight ever, 19 years. And I was sick the whole flight. And the 14-year-old boy, my cousin Adrian, is the one who kept calling she's sick.
That's brilliant.
I'm like, I'm supposed to be looking after you, but here we are. Yeah, it was. I don't like flying, so that was bad.
Okay. Aaron?
Yeah. So for me, immigration was in the pipeline when the moment I chose nursing.
Right.
Because I come from India, South India, Kerala.
Yeah.
So the moment you take up nursing, people will ask you like, oh, so you're going to America, Australia, England. So for me, immigration is always the route.
Yeah.
So then, by the time when I finished nursing, it was a choice between Australia and England. And for me, I selected England because I tend to knew more about England than Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking so England will be welcoming me better because there is a lot of Indians here, the second largest population of Indians outside India. Yeah. So then at that time, regarding visa, it was a sure shot, England, because you come on a work permit you have it
Yeah.
work straight there. So it was like a safest country to
Okay.
be as a nurse. So,
What do you do now?
So I'm a nurse, yeah. So,
Yeah.
So I came as as I said, like on a work permit, and I became a nurse here. Then so for me
Okay.
it was like a very planned,
Yeah.
immigration,
Immigration,
and a safe
a
one.
very planned route.
Yeah, very planned route. Yeah.
You knew where you're going.
I knew where I was
And if
going.
it doesn't give it away, ladies and gentlemen, to our viewers, we Mabel and I still work together, and Aaron and I used to work together. Now Aaron works in the community.
Yeah.
Mabel and I still work in the same critical care unit here in the south of England. Okay, so why the United Kingdom? Talk to us. Well, you told us about how you ended up here.
Yeah.
But Aaron, tell us why you chose to come here.
So
You kind of mentioned that in the first
yeah,
question,
so
but just
like,
recap.
So the thing is like England. My passion was cricket, and so when I lay down the things which I wanted to do in life, so I wanted like a sure shot of invitation, which is proved to be UK in regards to visa and things. Then I expected I feel like in a home country because this. Very easy to find Indians around.
Yeah.
And almost
you know him?
and almost every restaurant here is either Indian or Chinese. Food is okay. There's a lot of Indian shops and things. Then cricket is this is the home country of cricket. Not many English people know that, I think.
Yeah.
But it is. So for me, it was like my passion, my work. It was a sure shot of life.
Okay.
So for me, there was no.
It was easy for you.
Yeah, it was very easy for me to select.
Wow.
What about you, Mabel?
You thought this through before you came in.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea.
I think that's being Indian, isn't it?
Yeah.
You always play
Oh
safe.
my
So apart
God.
from you chaperoning your auntie's children, was there any part of you that thought, I want to come to the United Kingdom?
I think when we were growing up in Africa, UK and USA is always the land of milk and honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you look at the TV and everything, it's a place where you aspire to go to because it just seems like it's...
So you've tried both the milk and the honey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
milk and honey. Turns
Okay.
out I'm lactose
Did you like
intolerant,
it?
so
Did you
no.
like it? Yeah.
But anyway, so even though I just seem like I ended up here by accident,
Yeah.
UK has always been like the first choice country to immigrate to.
For you?
For me and for most Zimbabweans.
Yeah.
When we were colonized by the British, we speak good English.
English?
Yeah.
You
We
do.
speak very
You
good
don't
English,
actually to be fair. you do.
actually.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, when I came in here,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
spoke bad English.
Yeah,
Even the
no,
British,
no,
I'm
yeah.
like, this is not how you say it. It's English.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. For real. Yeah.
so colonized by the English, we speak English. Our exams, like my
Were in
A
English.
levels, were set in Cambridge University. They will come with Cambridge University.
Yeah.
Like we
So-
had a lot of similarities,
Yeah.
and it just seemed like
Natural.
natural. If you are to leave your country for a better life, just go to the highest
Yeah.
of the highest,
Highest of
where
the
you're gonna
highest.
get the most honey,
Okay. And the most milk.
the most milk.
Yeah. Okay, so you got here, so you realized I am now in the UK, man. Flipping heck. I was just hunting fish with a spear last week. I was just, in my story, and I'll tell
Chasing
you all
toes
about.
off the
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was the son of the tribal chief,
Yeah.
and now I'm here. So, what was that day like? Do you remember realizing? I'm in the UK now. For me, it was like staring out the window one December morning when I arrived, and I thought it's freezing. I am in the United. I was literally in the hospital accommodation. I was staring out, and I was like, I am in the UK. It's cold.
It's cold.
It's winter. What about you guys? So Mabel.
Well, when I came a day later, because it was a whole palaver at the Gatwick airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was detained for 8 hours there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you
Okay.
doing here?
Yeah.
But it's fine. After that, the following day, I was happy actually. I was like, yay,
Yeah.
I'm in England.
Living the
You
dream.
know, and that day we went to this shop and I discovered Pringles.
Yeah.
There were not Pringles back home. There were other snacks. Oh my God. I
So
was
when you
like,
first had
this-
your Pringles, that's
yeah.
when you think, I'm in the United States.
I was
I've made
like,
it.
this-
I've arrived.
Oh, the honey I was talking about. Yeah, it's so
Those
cute.
honey flavored
Yeah.
Pringles. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I was very happy the
Okay.
first day.
That's when you thought, I'm
I
here.
was like, I'm here. I
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy. But
There's always that
obviously-
feeling, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was really a nice feeling
Mm.
that day. But I will tell you, down the line,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
feelings kept changing.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
So
what
for
was the
me, like,
realization?
Yeah, for me, like I came to England in 2011,
Yeah.
and I came to like a remote village in Hampshire. So
Yeah.
it was just like a bit outside the city. It was like a proper village. So I was supposed to be a nurse in a nursing home there.
Yeah.
So on the next morning, when I just like, so we're not started yet. So just next morning, I'm just going for a walk. And every person who comes across like opposite to me was like saying good morning, and like so for me it was like, oh my God, does everybody know that there's a new nurse coming to us?
It's in the local newspaper.
It's, am I that popular? Like does everybody know? So
Yeah.
so I was welcomed by the great English politeness and the respect and
Yeah.
saying good morning, which obviously in the village is still there.
Yeah.
So for me I was like, was a very good country, and villages are beautiful. Those
Yeah, yeah.
apples, there was like, I came in the summer, so there was like already apples on the trees, and I was like, for me, coming from South India, I've only seen apples on stores, like never seen an apple
in the
tree.
shop.
No,
Yeah.
only in the shop. So for me, like I've seen the apple trees, the very polite people. It was like unbelievable. So I was thinking like, oh, I'm in the right place. I'm in the
United Kingdom. I can see an apple
And, I see an apple, and it's the
connected to a tree.
and very great people around,
Yeah, yeah.
like loving people. So for
Yeah.
me, like the first day was like, wow, bliss.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, excellent. So, obviously, us three being all immigrants, if there's one thing in common, there would have been, you can call it what you want. You can call it a challenge or adjustment, because for me, the first week, I felt this real thing where I was in my room and I was like, I was being overly dramatic when I look at it now. I was like crying. For real, I was crying in bed, and I was asking myself, what are you doing here? I miss my friends, my family. I mean, I didn't have much, in the Philippines, but I enjoyed the company I was keeping. I was very happy. And then this, I found myself, what are you doing here? So I very quickly snapped out of it, and got my first paycheck. I was certainly happier. And then so my adjustment was just learning my way around. What about you guys? What about your biggest challenge, your biggest adjustment, Abel?
Yeah, my biggest challenge actually was the fact that after like that excitement is worn off, you realize that my friends are not here. My siblings all are still back there, and I didn't find the people very friendly.
Right.
To begin with, I also came from straight to a village in Hampshire. It was a small village actually, but the people were not very friendly. I used to have this thing back home where you meet someone in the street and you greet them.
Yeah.
I even did that because I was still in my Zimbabwean mind. I greeted people in the street like hello, and they didn't greet me back.
Quite different to your experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't greet me back, and I had that thing where at home you wake up, you have your breakfast, you go outside, you speak to your neighbor. Do you know what I mean? And 1 minute I go outside, there's no one to speak to. I lived with family, but they all woke up and went to the nursing home to work. I'm like, oh, I can't talk to anyone about anything. So now the thing was kicking in to be like,
So this is how you want me to be? So your biggest adjustment was what? Just
was socially that I
had
felt.
to adjust.
I had to adjust my.
You had to pipe down your.
I have to pipe
vivacity,
down my extra.
Your excitement and
Yeah, because I felt like there was a slight loneliness
Yeah.
that came with being
Yeah,
in the UK.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I would use that word.
Yeah, yeah.
In loneliness, I didn't think when I was in Africa that this land of milk and honey would be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Aaron?
So yeah,
Biggest
for
adjustment
me, I had like a lot of friends straight away because I was part of a cricket club. Sooner, I was in here.
Yeah.
So that side was good, but the
well,
problem,
I don't know though. We've established it. Do you like cricket?
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm Indian, so sorry.
Okay.
There's no,
I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, I don't
you
think
know,
there is no Indian
anyway.
who
Okay.
doesn't like cricket.
Yeah.
I think just like there's no Filipino who doesn't
Stereotyping.
like
Stereotyping.
no
All right.
Filipino who doesn't like basketball kind of thing.
Oh, I
Isn't
know
it?
of you. I know of you.
So,
Anyway, your
So,
biggest adjustment.
So adjustment was like when you talk to like people at work and like around. So like things which you say, obviously say in India, like the things, the ideas which you say, was like not taken at the same way in England. So that was like the time when you realized, okay, there is a difference in culture. So classic example was like I was calling my mentor madam. And, and she just corrected me like, sorry, we don't call here madam. There is so many meanings to it. So I didn't know.
Layers to it.
So many layers to it. So I was like, because we grew up calling all our female teachers like madam. So
you had to adjust the language.
Adjust the language, what you can
the
say.
context.
What you can say, what you can't say.
Because you mentioned about, back home, it's not the same in India, I'd imagine. You're pregnant. Or,
see, there's a thing. Like you can fairly and well ask a lady, like, are you pregnant? Because, and it's not a bad thing. They will either say like, oh, I'm not lucky. Or like, oh, I'm not.
Did I ever tell you this? When we had an agency nurse working, and I told her off while, doing the turn on her own. This was in bed 8. And I said, a lot of people know this story because they were there, they saw it. I was like, you shouldn't be doing that on your own, especially in your condition. And she was like, and what condition is that? And I was like, aren't you? No, it was actually she had something in her.
I left that pregnancy part then and there. I made that same mistake, like when I started, like I asked one person, like, oh, like, congratulations, and that's it. That person never talked to me about.
I suppose there's good and bad, because again, going back to the Philippines, it's not uncommon to go, you've been away for 2 years, and the first thing your parents or your sibling would say, wow, you put on weight.
You put on weight. You lost weight. Because for us, somebody put on weight is like they're healthy. So in India, everybody
you're eating well.
You're eating well.
And in my country, in Zimbabwe, we use the word fat loosely. Oh, you're fat now.
So which is good.
It turns out it's not a very good word. It's
no.
It's a boo-boo here.
It is. But that's good. I think there's good in that. There's good in that. So anyway, we're talking about our stories and all that. So if you like what you're hearing and you're seeing here, please give us a like, and if you want to hear more, and subscribe to my channel. It'll really mean a lot, and I can continue giving you this sort of content if you like it. So the other thing that we had to, I wouldn't say grapple with, but the thing that every sort of culture has a stereotype.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about one stereotype that you were associated with, because I had a story. I made up this story about being the son of a tribal chief. It was only because this colleague was eavesdropping on a conversation I was having with another colleague. So I very quickly switched to, I was the son of a tribal chief. My dad's still not talking to me because I was supposed to replace him, as a tribal leader. I had to kill an animal big enough to feed the whole village.
To prove.
And she believed that hook, line, and sinker, bless her. And I also came across people that, relatives of patients that say, oh, I've met this Filipino guy in Birmingham. Do you know him?
That's
and I was like, initially I was like, no, I don't know him. And then I got to a point where I just went, yeah, I do. Because in the Philippines, we have a day where we're sat in a room and all 65 million Filipinos will walk past
Okay.
and introduce themselves.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And you wouldn't believe the amount of people that actually went, really? You did that? And I just go, yeah.
Yeah, our national day.
Yeah, it's a national day. So what, Mabel, what actually, tell us about a stereotype that you were associated with.
Yeah, because I came in 2002, let's just remember that there was no social media, television.
No.
So people kind of believe Africa was this poor place.
Mm-hmm.
So poor that they would ask me, I ended up working in a nursing home. One person asked me, do you have carrots in your country?
Carrots.
Yeah, what about this veg?
Carrots.
Do you eat apples? As if we were so poor, we did not know those things.
Yeah.
In their mind, we woke up, you
ate dust.
We petted our lions, and then we got our spears, sharpened our
Made
spears.
the fire.
In 2002. Like, so
Mufasa.
Yeah.
Right. Mufasa.
Mufasa,
Right.
and we walk
Come here, Mufasa.
barefooted. We go
Yeah.
catch breakfast.
Yeah, go and catch breakfast. It's actually healthy, isn't it? It would have proven healthy, catching breakfast.
The birds are migrating. Go.
So there was no stereotype of having to explain, like, you know what, I feel like we actually
Yeah, we have McDonald's.
we're
in Zimbabwe.
okay, actually. We have restaurants.
Yeah.
And another one though, I don't know if it's because I'm black but there's a stereotype that you might commit a crime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Easy on that one.
Yeah,
Easy.
on that.
We are not political by any means.
In
All right.
2002, there was that.
Oh, you say that.
In that little village, even the police presence was just following.
They suddenly knock on your door.
In that village, we kind of all infested at the same time. Boom, from Zimbabwe. We kind of called each other and we were at once in there. So you could tell.
Those increased police presence.
Yeah, the police presence was like,
Yeah. Oh.
So there was that little stereotype that you'd feel that people are not very comfortable in there. So sometimes you just do the extra mile to make sure they're comfortable. Because we're working with older people.
Are you friends with these police? Are they on your Facebook profile?
Once you show them
It's all natural.
your insurance and your MOT and everything, they'll be like, okay, we like you.
All right. Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah.
You've got a driver's license. Yeah.
My driver's license.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
So for me, I think people knew about India English people, because they were there 200 years, so they knew the ins and outs of India. So for me, the stereotype was the first thing, so do you speak Indian?
Yeah.
As if Germany speak German, Italian speak Italian, So and I have to correct them all the time, there's no language called Indian, by the way. We have 780 spoken languages and 23 official ones. So,
over 1 billion people.
Because we 1.2 billion people, isn't it? So it's like a continent. So I have to correct them, sorry, I don't speak Indian, by the way. And then they will say, so what do you call it? That I think they are referring to Hindi, and people don't realize the difference of South Indian, North Indian. South Indians, we need English to speak between us. So one thing.
I didn't know that actually as well.
So everybody asks you
So between a North Indian and a South Indian, your mode of conversation is English.
Because
That's interesting.
we don't know
That's
Hindi
interesting.
much, and so North Indians mostly speak Hindi. So English. And then the other thing is if you're Indian, they will ask you about as you said, so do you know that other Indian? Who is
do you know him?
Do you know him? Because India is I think it is around 3 days in train, or a 1 day in flight, I think, to reach from one part to the other. So they will ask you do you know that other Indian? And there's no way. I don't know how to.
I don't think that's necessarily mean spirited. If you like, it's they're just trying to.
Definitely.
They're just trying to. It's a bit like, so I've got they think, just to make you a bit more comfortable, I think they try to throw that out.
I think these are the
I
general
don't think there's
questions.
nothing mean
And
spirited
as
about
you were
it.
saying, your national day, we can't have a national day because 1.2 billion won't fit into a place, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have
That's
that
another
national day and to
thing
shake
you
hands.
bring
No,
it up.
I mean, well, actually, it's like for me, somebody would say, the patient's relatives at work would be like, oh, yeah, my brother is married to one
Yeah,
of the,
Oh, yeah, classic. I've heard that so many.
the African ladies.
Yeah,
I'm
African
like,
nations.
why do I need to know that?
So anyway, so despite all that, you're here, so you're staying here, and I get the sense that you have no intention of leaving in the near future. So what was it that made you think, I'm staying here, I'm gonna call this my home? What was it, Mabel?
For
It's not the
me-
food.
Yeah.
It won't be the food.
Definitely.
It won't be beans on toast. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It won't be Magamama either. Right.
Yeah, for me, I think it was just the financial stability.
Yep.
Because, like I said, I came when I was 19. Then I applied, and then I did nursing here. Yeah, at the university here locally. And, I found my feet. And then I found my community.
Yeah.
And I feel like I blend well as well with the British as well, in the sense that I feel like I have British humor.
You find your people.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that in the 5 things. Link in the description. I have a video that described that exact point that Mabel's making.
Yeah. So financially everything was going well. Occupational wise, it was going well. Friends, family, church, everything. I felt, I'm at home here.
I'm at home.
And when I look back where I actually come from, after 2008, there was a financial palaver there. It's become hard to live financially. For people who are still there, they're struggling. They're even trying to come here. So I thought, there's no need right now to work on going there. Let me just make this my home. And that was the best decision, to even let go of that mind of saying I'm going back. Once I let it go, I became even much happier and settled and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And you found your feet. You've also found love, haven't you? Yeah. I've known about him from day one, but we won't go into that. And anyway, so what about you? What made you think, I'm staying here? I'm beginning to like cricket.
Yeah.
Beginning.
Because I was single when I came to England. So for me, the life was like, at that time, was like work and cricket. And that's it. So for me, I think this country provided the best scenario for these two, because work culture is unbelievable here. It's as a nurse, especially the amount of respect you get, the accountability you have, and and
the opportunities actually for
opportunities
advancement, if you want it.
And fortunately, I was in that intensive care, the critical care, where the team looked after me really well, and I felt like so well as part of the team. And so you wanted to go to work. So that was very important. So
I
it was
feel
a
the
very
same.
good,
I feel the
very
same.
good, very good workplace. Looked after me very well. So it was like my family. So then I had like a nice cricket team. So all my off days, I had like a people to socialize with, and like game of cricket, and it's always like driving you towards.
Well, one of your friends actually said to me, if you talk to Aaron about cricket, you'd think he's in the Indian national team. The way he talks about cricket.
Every Indian dreams. That's ultimate dream, isn't
Every
it?
Indian. That's
So for me it was like so very soon I realized if I was in India doing nursing, I think I won't be having this much of a good work-life balance. So for me, like, it was like a perfect choice. So I've never thought differently, like I should go to any other country or go back to India even. And I was like, and I was still connected with India like really well, because my whole family is there. So and to be connected with India was also very easy. To travel to India from England is like so easy, because flights are cheap. There's a lot of flights. So you can just turn up. Very next morning I can turn up in my home, from here. So it was like, I think, so I was settled in very easily and nicely.
Okay. So, So we've been here a while, you over 20 years, you since 2011, me 23 years and counting. So what would you say was your biggest achievement, Mabel?
I'll say for me, my achievement is the fact that I feel like I survived, my mental health is intact, and I've made a family here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've made a community, people who I can call my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My people.
Yeah.
And my job is going well.
Mhm.
I'm financially
You
stable.
found love.
Yeah, and
Love.
and I'm in England right now. I've got a British passport, which it feels like I'm the center of the world, where I can just go to
Yeah,
Africa.
it is true,
It's
actually,
it's like 11-hour flight just to go to my country and back, and while I've got my, like I said, financial stability, I can just decide to catch a flight, go to Africa, 2 weeks, see my family, come back. Decide, oh, I'm tired, I want to go to Italy, Florence, fly.
Yeah.
I want to do this. So I feel like this is
Yeah,
the
the
best
freedom.
place for me, and I'm free, and
Yeah.
I've got family,
Family, yeah.
people who I can call my people, and a job that I'm very satisfied with.
Mhm.
I think my job, I rate my job as the most satisfying job a person can do.
Mm.
It's fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't want to do it too much. Like
Yeah,
I found my
yeah.
work-life balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I used to do back then, doing a series
Extra
of long
shifts.
days, extra shifts.
Mm.
No, but I do it enough that fulfills me, and I have enough money to be flexible and do what I want, and do my church things with my people, and then do my godmother to a few
Yeah.
sons around here,
Yeah.
and that just fulfills my life, and I'm happy here.
Yeah.
Aaron?
So yeah, for me, like the work-life balance is a big catch. Because I think these days it's really hard to find. To have a work which financially supports you, and then find the free time to live. So that's great. So I think I achieved that. Everywhere where I worked, there was that adjustment which will provide me that time to spend with the family. And I think, as Mabel was saying, the financial side of it as well. So I'm able to support my family well, in both
We'll
sides.
never be rich as nurses.
We'll never be
let's
rich,
face it.
but
But we're comfortable.
But it's affordable. I think things around you which you dream of, things are quite affordable here.
Mhm.
Yeah, with you, sensibly, it
Like
is
what,
affordable.
shoes?
Yeah.
So if you want, for you're like a shoe person, you have or if you want to have a decent car, it is affordable. And
Yeah.
if you want to
Work
send your
work
kids
hard
to,
enough, yeah.
send your kids to certain clubs, or if the small
Yeah,
dreams
yeah.
they have, we can support them. And,
Mhm.
and the biggest thing is you have the time for it, because I
And
think
power.
I have friends who have much more paid jobs than me, but then I think they find it difficult to find the time to spend with the family, because they work 6 days or 5 days a week. Whereas me, I always work 3
Yeah.
days a week, or maximum 4 days a week.
Yeah.
But obviously,
And-
that's your own situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's your achievement. You managed to.
So my achievement is
encapsulate all
just
that.
3 days work or 4 days work, and 3 days completely off with my family, and doing what I like to do, and supporting my family the way I want to. I think that is my biggest achievement.
Well, for me, it's I think it's the relationships that I built
Yeah.
over the years.
Oh,
the people
Yeah.
I know,
So
the
that-
friends
definitely,
I'm surrounded with, the people I've met, in the last few years, and it's just maintaining that relationship. Like you said,
So,
work-life balance. Yes, we will never be, millionaires as such, but there's a difference in terms of, obviously we've got the National Health Service, we've got,
you feel safe, isn't it? You feel
a lot
safe.
of the state-provided services, which is obviously we pay tax on it. But yeah, so to me, it's having that,
Lovely
those
people
relationships.
around.
I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing for
I
me.
think the lovely
And-
people and the time for them.
Yeah.
Both
And
there.
for you, you've quite, managed to climb up the land I love.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
quite an
obviously, I'm
For a
as you
fun
know,
boy.
yeah, you're for someone from the Philippines. But yeah, so managed to, scale the nursing ladder. But yeah, but I'm happy, and our boss knows this, our matron knows this. I tell her that, I'm happy when I'm at work. So now, before we get any cheesier, and before we
Okay.
start shedding tears of happiness,
Oh, yeah.
and this is gonna sound really cheesy, but I feel like we owe it to, because we're immigrant veterans, really. We owe it to the newbies to the game. Someone who's just arrived from India or Zimbabwe or the Philippines, and they're still arriving. Hopefully legally, not by boats. But
Yeah, by
again,
boats, yeah.
what is the one advice that you would give to them if you were face to face with them? What's that one all-encompassing advice that you would give, Mabel?
Yeah, for me, I would say once you land in the country, just tell yourself, I'm here now, I'm going to live my life here. I'm going to invest, I'm going to, if you're buying a house, buy a house. Do big things first here. Before
'Cause you're here.
you start doing that double life where you like, I'm going to build a house back home first, and then I'm going to see how it's all going here.
Yeah.
100% your eggs here. Then after 5 years or so, start then looking back and and building a house.
Yeah.
Because what I've seen
This is
now,
your home
people
now.
are doing it the other way around. They come, they start sending money to
Back
building
home, yeah.
houses back home.
No one living there.
Yeah, no one living there. Those houses are now a burden. But now, 15 years later, they're like, oh, maybe I should get a mortgage. Like,
Too late.
So do it
if
the other
you
way
do
around.
the other way around and just come here and just of course send money to people who need it, maybe for food and things like that. But to start investing there where you're not, don't do it. Do it here.
Yeah. Invest your time, your money, your
Like
energy
I said,
here.
this is the first world,
'Cause you're here,
the land
yeah.
of milk and honey.
Yeah.
Do it all here,
Yeah.
because once the pound is
Get
strong
all your
as
milk
well,
and your honey here.
Yeah, the pound is strong. Once you've established yourself here, it's now easier to have houses there in the Philippines
Yeah.
that no one is staying in only.
Build your dream here. That's
yeah,
what you're
build
saying.
your dream here, and then you can
Build another dream later.
another
on.
dream. The houses for
Yeah.
the cockroaches to stay in. no one is in those
Yeah,
houses.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I.
Yeah.
What about you, Aaron?
For
The
me,
one,
the one advice I would give to anybody who come in is like, bring in your passions, because it's not just work. You're not just coming to work in this country.
Yeah.
You're going to live here, so you need your passion. Like what you love, and definitely bring that in. And there's always an avenue to like explore those things. And
I agree.
I think
100%.
England is like so supportive in that. Say for me it was cricket, and there's like hundreds of cricket clubs around, and you're very well into it before you know. Say like football, or if it's music, there is avenue, or sometimes anything.
Yeah.
You will easily find that thing around, and you will be part
There's
of
an
that.
audience
There's an
for it,
audience,
yeah.
and there is a group which you
Yeah.
can be part of,
Yeah.
and that makes you like more living.
Yeah,
than
yeah.
just like earning.
Yeah. So you feel like you're actually living here.
So I think that is very important to like continue to like live in a country.
Yeah.
So it's not just money or like earning and putting the money in the bank. So
Yeah.
So you develop your passion, bring in your passion, and focus on that, and try to develop that one. So I think that's very important.
Can I add
Yeah,
a very
of course,
important advice actually? When you come, when you migrate here to England, I would urge people to follow the rules and the laws of the country and really try to integrate yourself to
Yep.
the society.
That's true.
Don't
Yeah,
come
very
and actually be and still
Close yourself
close
off. Yeah.
yourself and
Again,
keep yourself to the.
I mentioned that in the video.
To the,
Excellent point, Mabel.
do you know
You're
what I
making
mean?
my points even more valid.
Yeah, like really try and listen to the rules
Integrate.
and integrate in the society and try and do
Contribute.
contribute and also realize that some rules are not just there to
Punish you or
punish
to limit you.
because actually there is a counterintuitive thing that when you're not listening to the rules because you're trying to be like, in my country we don't do it this way, I'm gonna do it the way we do it in my country. You know what I mean? I know people who drive a little bit above speed limit because like, oh, well, the road is. Now you're getting yourself points. You're getting yourself or bad credit. You know, taking money at the bank and not paying it back because you're like, oh. You get
in my country, I don't pay loans.
I don't know how they will
I don't
find
think
me.
there's a financial institution.
Why do you expect me to pay back when I need money?
There is a mentality where some people will be like, in my country, some things are relaxed, so I want them relaxed here in England. Again, we're in a first world country. There's repercussions to everything. You don't want to get yourself bad credit scores. You don't want to yourself in a police
in a police cell.
It will now follow you.
It does. Stays on your record.
Try and integrate yourself and just accept the culture, the way it is.
The law of the land.
The law of the land. The law of the land. Follow the law of the land. There's reasons.
Well, that was definitely entertaining, and thank you for all your insights, and thank you for sharing your time with me and agreeing to the pilot. This is actually the pilot episode of the series, The Grateful Immigrant. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you, Mabel. Mabel, and thank you, Aaron, for agreeing to talk to me today.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon in the next video. Bye.